Welcome back to the stream, folks. My name is Joel Duggan, and you're looking at a whole lot of Lego. Thanks to Cosmic Dancer, who sent in ECTO-1 back in April, actually, on my birthday. So we're going to pick up where we left off. We did the first 2 bags, and that brought in the steering mechanism. And as Steven and I were talking about this week on the Citadel Cafe, a very cool mechanism for the side turret that turns and spins out as well as extends. Very fun. Hope everyone's having a good week, or had a good week, seeing as it's Friday and it's over. What the Frank? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. For folks new, we do this every Friday. It is something that we unlocked last year with a certain level of support. And I have to re-examine Patreon. There's been a lot of changes. With Twitch too over the last couple of days, so we have to reevaluate and see what the schedule is going to bring for the summer. But because this community is just absolutely phenomenal, I received, I want to say 5 or 6 Lego sets in April, and then I bought one myself. So we have this one to do, we have the motorized lighthouse, and then we also have the X-Wing UCS Collector's Edition. Happy to see the back of the week, says Cosmic. Yeah, me too. Me too. Although, I will share a positive story. I think we all need one of those. My friend Britt graduated. She passed her doctorate a couple months ago in like the examination phase thing. But I finally got a chance to catch up with her this week, and graduation was Monday. Family party, walk across the stage, moment, although brief, of like, here's your fancy piece of paper, but you're done. And so it was really fun to catch up with her, and also just the level of, she denies it, but the level of relief I could hear in her voice to be finished school after like 9 years. I'm excited for her, and it's really nice when like good things happen to good people in your life, And I'm not saying it was a random good thing. She worked her butt off for a long time to do it. So, but it's always fun to have like good news like that, because if you turn on the news, it's not usually good. Which is why I don't actually watch the news, it sounds like I'm not paying attention to the world, which is not the case. I'll read the news. I get a newsletter from CBC in my email in the morning, but I don't watch the news. I find televised news to be heavily sensationalized. I think maybe one exception would be CBC. Did you know that this stream is near the top of the just chatting subject? Nope, did not. That's random, because I'm not a big enough streamer for it to be there. Just FYI. I am skipping this song. Is this the song that you don't like, Cosmic? I don't like it. I've noticed a couple, actually, since you brought that up the other day. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm not going to have the manual on the table while I null out the pieces, because we are running out of room, but fast, with this kit. So we're going to try something a little bit different. That was the song you don't like. Well, I believe it. Some of them them are pretty good, but others are just like, how did this make the list? Like, who listened to this and said, yes, good, include? Wasn't me. Well, those are weird. Feels like old-fashioned space Lego with all the bright blue. Dan, Kel, good to see you. Obu, as always. Is anybody excited about the Xbox or other Summer Game Fest announcements? I am really excited for Starfield. I'll have access to that via Xbox Game Pass. Retails for something like $90, but we'll be able to play it right away when it releases because I have access. I'll be streaming that if I can. As long as my computer can handle it, we'll be streaming that. It's the kind of game that I wish was multiplayer, but I can see why it's not. From what I can tell, anyway. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. It's weird that this is so far off to the side. I feel like I'm not even looking at it straight. I guess that's one downside to have about having such a large space for the Lego is that, you know, it's almost out of reach. You don't have the patience to make a Lego set this big? Well, the thing is for me is like I space it out, so I only really get to build it like once a week on Fridays. And I don't just like my Minecraft streams, I don't really play Minecraft if I'm not streaming. So the progress just it all happens live, and I find that's a good motivation to stay organized and keep streaming and prioritize that kind of stuff. And I mean, like, I'm also the wrong person to ask because, like, I am probably one of the most patient people you're ever going to meet. Not that I can't be impatient, but it's not my default setting. I can tell you one thing that does test my patience, though, and that is tech problems. So if something goes wrong inexplicably, like right before stream with something, software, hardware, something like that, drives me crazy. Like, I will get extraordinarily agitated to the point where, like, I'll delay the stream for like a half an hour just so I can chill out before I stream. If there was that kind of a tech issue, like right ahead of time, I'll be like, nope, not in the mood. Gotta defunk before getting in front of a mic. I think there's also been some video games that have tested my patience in terms of their lack of design and communication. Definitely been some close calls, we'll say, with the family-friendly tag. The only other thing about leaning that far over is that I'm miles away from the microphone. So even if I did say something over there, it would be a much different experience. Don't really follow gaming news much, though my Canadian bestie did send me the trailer for the new Fable game coming out. Piqued your interest. Yeah, that looks like a different take on Fable. I've never played it. I've heard of it. I know people really like it. I'm trying to remember the names of the titles that I liked. Gosh, there's one, Something in the South was one that looked really interesting. Kind of like a horror adventure, action adventure game set with like zombies in the deep American South. It was a blues song was the trailer. Beautifully animated. Really, really well done. Path of the Goddess is a Japanese-inspired action game where you're in like a kind of a realm of the gods and fairies and stuff, and it's like swordplay and action fighting, but it's just so bright and colorful and really, really cool looking. And then, I mean, Forza Motorsport looks interesting, but like I'm not one for driving around in circles. What was the other one? There was one more. Starfield, Path of the Goddess. Oh, Clockwork something. It was a steampunk adventure where you could stop time. If you go to like everything announced at Xbox Game Pass Showcase or something like that, you'll see the list. You'll probably be able to pick up the ones that that I'm mentioning. Yeah, Cosmic, are you still liking Diablo? I tried it. I played it for like the free weekend on Xbox, and I thought it was horribly repetitive. It also just doesn't seem any different than Diablo 3. Like it just felt like more of the same. Which, I mean, if that's what you like, sure. I'm not criticizing people that like it. I'm just saying it's not something that appealed to me. You know, as I've been laying these out, I haven't really been thinking too much about what they might be. I'm assuming a lot of it is going to be like lower parts of the car. Smooth Lego pieces are always the hardest to move around. Yeah, there's the Xbox Game Pass showcase. Yeah. Trying to remember. Clockwork Revolution. Yes, that's it. Yeah, I think so. All very steampunky. The major criticism I had from a lot of the game trailers and reveals was that it was just a lot of gray and brown. Like there really didn't seem to be much going on for color, with the exception of the games that I mentioned, which I think is one of the reasons they appealed to me so much. I mean, Clockwork Revolution is a little on the gray side, but it had some color. I kind of thought there was a cool cyberpunk one. Starfield is one that really caught my attention. I mean, I've had my eye on it for a while, but they revealed a lot about what you can do in it, and I'm intrigued. I'm probably going to regret putting these up here later, but whatever. Where did that go? That hit the floor. Right, hold on. Thankfully, the headphones reached. So it's harder to lay it out this far away and this wide, and I don't think straight. I don't think I've made this very straight. That's something that the book gave me, was a straight edge to work up against. And I think too, once you start going in a slightly off direction, it's hard to kind of like regroup and line it back up again. I can see how crooked this is. My guess is we're going to have some cool ball and socket joints or something happening with this. Got these little pegs. Usually what they're used for. Some parts of it are all straight and some parts aren't. I can appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, for anybody that would ever criticize this, I'd be just like, just try it. It's fun. It's a little tedious sometimes, but it's also not easy. Like it's when the goal is to try to have everything come out in like a nice rectangle somehow, it does not always go that way. It's very utilitarian though, like it really helps, I find, with the builds. Function over fashion, I guess. Zero says, this might be efficient, but I don't have the patience. Well, you know, have you tried? Might be an excellent way to learn patience. I think in some ways, people can be naturally patient, but you can also pick up that skill. I see it a lot in Minecraft players where they just can't be bothered to keep a world for very long, and the only thing that they do is just keep on resetting and recycling. I think that's because they're succumbing to the option of being able to reset whenever they want. Yeah, like, can you imagine if a Minecraft world was something that you had to activate and that you had access to it for like the year, but if you decided to reset it, you know, then you wouldn't be able to start a new one for another year. Like, I feel like people would treat their worlds a lot differently. I mean, you'd have to exclude something like hardcore from that, but I'm talking about like the choice to reset it, not just the hardcore gameplay mode. It's weird how I just naturally tried to create some sort of hierarchy in the pieces. I do this. More complex to less complex, I guess. These little dot pieces, I've seen LEGO do some really cool art bits, like art pieces with these. I don't know how those would stream. I'm not sure whether it would be cool to watch basically like pixel art be done in LEGO. I don't usually display that kind of stuff on walls around the apartments. Like, I haven't actually considered picking one of those up. Did I tell you what little cosmic boy calls it when he lays out the pieces like this? Because I can't remember the word. He can't remember the word knolling, so he calls it joling. That's funny. That's great. I'll take the credit. I'll take the credit for that. Yeah, I don't have any pets to worry about. That's something that I'd have to consider if actually, when I eventually get a dog, I'll have to make sure that the Lego is out of reach. Because I'd imagine that would be an expensive vet bill. But then again, if you train them really well when they're puppies, not to go after stuff that's not food, then it might be a little bit easier. Honestly, I think these ones, these like round cylinder pieces, are probably the biggest pain. They just don't want to stand up at all. They're so easy to knock over. And again, Lego smooth pieces, like they stick to your fingers. They do all kinds of things that you don't expect them to. When they're small like this and close to the plate size, they tend to be easier to move around. I guess just lower center of gravity. Oh yeah, I definitely feel like I have big hands when I do like this level of layout. It seems to always take forever. Well, this is entirely crooked. So it started off crooked, it ended crooked. Mission accomplished, but like in a slightly askew way. All right, let's see what's next. Bag 3. Right there. We're gonna do these little red pieces right away. Stacked on top of one another, and they go right here. I've got a little blue piece. One of these. And then we take 2 of these. This, one of these little pieces, there you go. And another blue. It's always cool whenever you see something that's bright white because it's probably an outside piece of the car. That's right, Dan. All you have to do is tilt your head and it's straight. Good call. All right, that's step 1. Need these. I like that they're using all these colors, even if it's just for like small details inside the car. So has anybody been excited about like any Xbox or PC games. I'm always on the fence about streaming new games because the thing that seems to perform the best, obviously, on the channel is Minecraft. And whenever I deviate from that, it's always a big drop in viewership. I mean, I'm not just streaming for views. Like, I mean, I stream because I want to enjoy the game too. So, like, I'll continue to stream games like Satisfactory as long as I'm having fun with them. But at some point, like, if you start doing too many different things, I find that the Minecraft core audience just disappears. Slowly filling in some of the guts on ECTO-1. I make 2 of those. And then they attach. Oh, we're flipping her around. And then we've got this going across here. And sticker alert. Got this. And I'm probably going to put the sticker on this before I place it. 13. RTV. I wonder what that stands for. Maybe like rotating turret something? I don't know. Cosmic Dancer, thank you for being awesome. I actually want to get back to play some games I've already played. Cult of the Lamb and Spiritfarer are top of my list. Nice. Both of those have been on my list for a while too. I could have played Spiritfarer when it was on Xbox Game Pass. I should have. Frontrunner Jake says, I actually watched Afterlife for the first time this week. It was a good film. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I can't remember the name of the actor that plays Phoebe, the daughter, the granddaughter of Egon, but she's phenomenal. Great little actor. I say little, she's probably like 16 now. But in Afterlife, she was like 12 or 13 or something. She was in a really well-reviewed movie with Chris Evans a while ago too, where she played like a mathematical gifted kid. I guess it's actually these, those. Those go there, and then these get put along here. Way better than the 2016 reboot. I don't know if 2016 was a reboot. I thought it was just like an offshoot. But yeah, it wasn't a great film. Had potential, which is too bad. I'd love to see you try Spiritfarer. Not sure if its gameplay would be for you, but I think the style would right up your street. Yeah, no, I like the look of it. I like the look of it. God, there's something that I've got on Xbox Game Pass right now. It's a side-scrolling platformer. It's a female protagonist. It's like a hand-painted animated side-scroller platformer. And in the trailer for it, there's these great big circular robots with like, they look like eggs, big round eggs with long skinny legs on them. Do you know what I mean? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Cult of Lamb has some cool Twitch integration stuff now as well. That's cool. Yeah, Cult of Lamb is something that I'd like to try. The only thing is I don't like roguelites. Like that's, and if Cult of Lamb is a roguelike, like I tend to shy away from those. Like I liked the game design or the graphic design and the battle stuff in Hades, but I hated like you die once and you just start all over again. Like I just could not deal. I like progression. I don't like reset constantly. So this is obviously going to turn something. This goes in there. I need more stuff. I need this. Okay, so this goes here. This lines up there. This goes in the middle. Oh, cool. What if it's meant to turn both? Nope, just the one. Okay. So I'm not sure you can see on stream, but turning this rotates this right here. And two of these little black pieces go here. Trying to be more careful this time around. I feel like I missed a lot of steps because of the black instructions last time. It's a weird mix of a roguelike and a sim management. I am terrible at roguelike, but I managed. The progression is quite good. No one-hit kills, Cult of Lamb. Alright, yeah. It's on my list. It's on my wish list, I think. I've seen a bunch of city builder sims that I think could be interesting, but I don't know. They never seem to give me enough creativity to do what I want. And I find that with those games, there always seems to be just like one way to play efficiently. And if you're not doing that, then you might as well just, you know, you're setting yourself up just to waste time. So I don't find them all that fun. City Skylines is like that. That's another game you've got to have some patience for. But like, people just, they play it and then they just like, they fast forward it or they do certain things and it just, I don't know. It's a weird mix. Or two of these. Another big piece of the structure. I'm not sure why we did the Technic bits first, but I'm sure we will find out. Is the game on Xbox Pass you're referring to Planet of Lana? That sounds very, very familiar. Yes. Have you tried it? Have you seen it? There's a lot of like running and side scrolling in the trailer, if that makes it easier to identify. Oh, this song is not happening. Neither is that one, just because I like it, but I hear it all the time. Something that I really don't like about Apple Music is that I've used my Apple Music subscription to get the Harris Heller royalty-free playlist, which is what we're listening to for hip-hop and synthwave and stuff right now. And at the gym the other day, my playlist of like, I was listening to some summer mix or something, and it ended, and then it switched to another playlist, but it switched to one of these playlists, and I can't separate these playlists from like my regular music. Like, I don't want to listen to like royalty-free streaming music when I'm at the gym. I pay for Apple Music. I'm quite happy to listen to like real songs, you know? And some of it was like pretty chill and I wasn't paying attention. I was like, wait a minute, this sounds really familiar. And then I realized that the reason I recognize it is because like I'm listening to it over and over again on stream. We've got two of these and they face in opposite directions. This is really intricate. And turn this around. Whoops. Goes like that. Man, this is crazy. These two very special plate pieces and two more of these little blue dots. Just like that. Yeah, placing these down, this is where my hands really feel big. Four of those. Do those. Do these. And these two. I find with the instruction booklet closer to me, there's also an awful lot of shine. I'm not sure whether that's showing up. You can probably see it better on stream, but I'm having a hard time seeing the instructions. They're actually, it's funny how like one time LEGO will do a single thing in a single step, and the next time it's like, here's 8 pieces, just put them all on at the same time. Another 2 blue pieces. Goes like that. Almost looks like a clown nose. Stream time is an hour, and yes, that's probably a good opportunity to go for a break. Yeah, this is far from over. So we are on step 90, page 73. Step 90, page 73. If you're new to the stream, folks, I take a break once an hour. It is the time to do that. I need to reheat my coffee, maybe grab a little bit of a snack. You should too. Grab a friend, grab a snack. We'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes.
it's a wither or a wither skeleton. That's part of the fun surprise. I think there should be like featuring Gracie's silly time, and it's just me going around in creative mode, finding people and
Yeah, you're hearing voices. Sorry about that, Obu. That was because I guess Chrome just decided not to mute my browser. I was just checking something on Twitch, and my current setup, it captures the audio from the desktop, not just iTunes, which I need to fix. I think maybe, hopefully, a goal for next week would be to move my LEGO Let's Chat stream from Streamlabs desktop over to Streamlabs OBS. Sorry, to OBS Studio. I do find it a better experience now that I'm used to the program. It was a steep learning curve, but now that I know a little bit more about it, I feel like I'm more comfortable with it. The Satisfactory streams seem to go pretty well. Let's go there. Go here. Now, do these have a forward and a back? They do. Got it right. Oh wow, this is detailed. I feel like I don't have any room at the table today. I don't know what it is. Maybe my microphone is too close to me or something. Anything exciting planned for the weekend? Nope, just work. I really have to get caught up on editing the Citadel Cafe. I've got 2 episodes recorded, both of them with Steven. And I want to say they were recorded about a month apart. And the idea, I need to publish one tonight or tomorrow. That's the goal. And then I'm going to publish another one early next week. I'm hoping to go see Transformers Rise of the Beasts to, like, on Tuesday? No. When are we seeing it? Wednesday next week. Alright, so that gets put together and that goes here. And then we do a green one. Again, LEGO doing very cool stuff to keep red and green for left and right. I feel like I'm having a hard time, like, with my hands today. Just like everything in this particular set, or particular phase of the set, just seems very small and everything's wobbly and round. I feel like I'm struggling to accomplish things. Goes this way. like that. And where do these go? Oh, no, that's wrong. My buddy Chad sent me the remake of the Pirate Island that LEGO just released, or will be released on July 7th. I'm not sure if folks remember that set from the 80s. But they've redone it. It's crazy that LEGO is at a point now where they can re-release. It's just like movies. You know, movies get remade. LEGO can now re-release their older sets from the 80s, modernize them with new pieces and new features, but then also get in on the nostalgia of the folks that had them when they were kids. Some people might still have them, you know? Looking forward to hearing the TCC episodes when they come out. I have one or two to catch up with. Nice, yeah. I'm pretty behind. The last two that I published were in April. The one that I have in the hopper right now is from May, and then I've got one that I recorded just this week with Steven. The 465 and 466 are the two episodes. These go here and they stick out a little bit. I'm assuming this has got something to do with the back, like the trunk. Yeah. These are really weird pieces. They almost look like they're meant to be like sconces, you know? Very specific. Probably from like the Creator Expert City modular sets. And then this goes here. Sure. And then this whole thing lines up right there. This is a huge vehicle. Massive. That goes in like that. Little piece goes in behind it. And this goes there. And here. This is the next Lego set you have your eyes on. The Tranquil Garden. Oh yes, I saw you posted that in the Discord. Want to try and recreate it in Minecraft. That's a cool idea. I've had, I've taken a number of Lego sets and used them for inspiration. So then we add blue piece there. Sometimes I like it better when they do like the one by one instructions. And this goes. This is a wheel well, looks like. Be my guess. And this just faces the other way. That's backwards. Goes like that. You know, it's funny. I've had very little. I knew kind of like where we were working on the car today, but like I really didn't know, and still don't know, like the purpose of half the stuff that I'm laying down. Like, why are we using all the different colors and like all that kind of stuff? It's definitely a unique experience. You know, you start to see like the different styles from the different Lego designers as well. I kind of wonder if someone was building enough Lego, if you'd start to be able to like recognize the build construction patterns from designers. If you've built like 2 or 3 sets from the same designer, if you'd start to recognize patterns or the way they connect certain things together. It'd be interesting to see. Oh, looks like we're doing the bumper. It'd be really cool to see how the light kit hooks into all this when all said is done. Get those wrong. I'll be very happy if I don't have to do any more of these little 1x1 round pieces. All right, and then we've got these. I always find it interesting how they use these angled pieces. You build something flat, but then it attaches, you know, at a 90-degree angle or upside down or something to the actual structure of the build. Kind of like how you would imagine recognizing artists' work by certain features in their artwork. Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty accurate in terms of like a Lego designer. This. I probably want to put the sticker on that before I get too far into this. I might actually take that plate off. Alright, this is 15. I guess they've given us 2. And it's a clear sticker. It's really off center. Crap. Tricky thing is trying to adjust them without ruining them. Yeah, for example, like that's the sticker's actually peeling apart if I try to remove it. That sucks. This is the kind of thing where like I just wish they would have printed that on the sticker, like on the piece. Maybe that's why they give you 2. And of course, when it curls up, you can't really tell if it's centered or not. Oh, it's better than it was before. Right, so that goes that way. I was gonna watch this the other day, the Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I ended up watching Avatar: Way of Water instead. Well, I watched Avatar, the first one, and then I watched Way of Water. And that's what I talked about on this past week's Citadel Cafe. Without getting into all the things that I talked about on the Citadel Cafe, I liked it. I thought it was, visually cool. It was a decent action-adventure movie and had some good moments and stuff in it. I found the plot was terribly bland, but like, you're also not surprised because Avatar, the first one, the plot is not exactly rocket science. It's not brand new, cutting edge storytelling. It's a very old story. So I had low expectations on that front. This is part of the bumper. Wow. Interesting. These are cups. These are little Lego goblets. Right there. And that's what looks like what's holding the taillights. This goes on this way. Wow, that is really cool. Some really unique ways to use these pieces. Soy Flicks Y, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday. We are in the thick of making the bumper for ECTO-1. These. I remember these from when I was a kid. I always used to like these transparent pieces, or translucent pieces, I should say. So these are going to, I think, attach into the goblets that we put on those little red clips. And then the square piece is going to line up inside of this big thing here. So this goes all the way down. Yeah, snaps into the goblet and makes that huge rear kind of retro tail light. That is really cool. And it looks like the inside of this gray plastic piece looks like the square bulb inside. That is really cool looking. Before I attach it all, not sure if that's going to focus in or not, but cool. And this goes right up against these other pieces here. Cool. This goes right over top. I'm curious how they're going to hide all these colored pieces. goes in like that. Little yellow dots there. And that's it for bag number 3. Just a handful of pieces left over. I don't believe I've missed anything. That seems about normal for leftovers. Cool. So that was a lot of work, and it really just kind of built up like some framing around here. I guess I'll just move these off to the side. Bag number 4. Page 89. I think there's only 2 bags. If you don't count the bag in a bag. There's 3 bag 4s? Oh, you're making a joke about the little one. Some decent sized pieces. We're probably going to be adding some size to it. Be my guess. I watched some of the Ubisoft showcase, and there was a Avatar game that they were promoting. But even the game for the Avatar, it was just so the saturation was so low. Like I felt like so many of the games that they were showcasing in these presentations were just so gray. Like for the power and the vibrancy that you can get out of modern TVs, like I kind of want them to have more color to them, you know? Especially in a world like Avatar, or a universe of Avatar, I guess. Oh, it was a joke. Okay, Cosmic. I figured as much. I figured as much. There's more little black pieces in here. I wonder if it is faster if you just kind of like grabbed everything and put them in little bins, color-coded bins. Man, I remember these pieces from when I was a kid. They were all over the spaceships. These little antennae flash lever things. You do all kinds of neat stuff with them. Any plans to get Ulraf on the Sponge Chunks in the future? Oh, sure, yeah. Definitely. Especially since he low-key kind of teased us on the stream with Archeoplays the other day, where Archeoplays was like, oh yeah, like when I was on the Sponge Chunks and we were talking about blah, 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 and Ulraf was like, oh yeah, right, when I was on the Sponge Chunks. Huh, wait, when I was on the Sponge Chunks. When was I on the Sponge Chunks? And Pix and I are just like, oh, right, yeah, haven't had you on the Spawn Chunks yet. I thought it was pretty funny. Enjoyed the sense of humor. It's, I was telling a friend last night, it's a really good sign that you're doing a decent job on a podcast when the developers of Minecraft on more than one occasion have asked / invited themselves onto the show. I think that's a pretty decent compliment, if you ask me. I'm still trying to wrestle with the numbers. Like the fact that the Spawn Chunks has well over 2 million downloads is still bananas to me. I mean, in a good way, and we work really hard on the show, and I feel like I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I feel like the show deserves it because of the effort that's put into it. But it's also still just like, I'm assuming it's probably the same way for people that have YouTube subscriptions in the millions. Like, start trying to think about 1 million people subbed to you on YouTube. Like that's a hard number to kind of compute. And then once it gets up into like the 5 or the 6 millions, like that again, same thing, you know. I feel like it works out so much straighter when I have the book out. I don't know why. I guess just because it gives you a frame of reference. That's in Slice Line's comments when you rated yesterday, saying it was the only Minecraft podcast he listens to on a regular basis. Yes, yeah, I remember I brought that up last night too. That's a huge compliment when you know that the developers at Mojang, or well, I should say some of the developers at Mojang do tune in, fairly regularly to the Spun Chunks, and I imagine it must be kind of amusing as like Hicks and I are very often like guessing at what the plans are, what the motivations are. We're kind of up in the air on some of that stuff, and then to have the developers who obviously know what the plan is tuning in is pretty cool. In a way, I hope it doesn't really affect the way that I conduct myself on the podcast, because I definitely complain about Minecraft, or say like, God, like this is just, it's so close. It's like 80% of the way there. I wish they had gone just that little bit more. And, in those moments, I don't always remember that there are devs listening, Let's go with this instead. Man, I apologize if I'm not talking an awful lot today, but I've had the hiccups for like almost 12 hours. I had a little bit last night, and then I've had the same thing today, off and on all morning. And it's just a pain in the butt. This is really inconvenient considering what I do. It's like, really? Could you just maybe not now? And my voice is a little bit strained from being out at a pub last night and talking with the guys for a couple hours. It eventually quieted down, but we kind of had to raise our voices for the first little bit that we're there. And I ended up losing my voice because of my allergies and stuff about halfway through the evening. And I think I've got it mostly back, but like I can still feel like a little bit of raspiness going on. Oh, there's these. Getting there. Might have to rethink. Not that it matters, but sometimes you just end up with these weird gaps. So this is kind of a cool piece. It's already connected. Like a little, I'm sure what you want to call it. It's like a swivel joint. Again, Lego with all of the tiny. Holy cow. Hey, look, something I don't have to put a sticker on. That was good. Did I scare you enough to get rid of the hiccups? No, wasn't enough pink. It's fine because I don't get the hiccups very often. Sure. Call that a win. There's something really satisfying about the last few bits of knolling out a couple of bags when you get into the smaller groups of colors that tend to just all line up really easily. You get through color quickly because there's only, you know, a dozen pieces. I don't know if I'm going to be adding any pink to West Hill. Like I definitely want to go get some cherry blossoms and explore what that might look like. I think the one thing that would be neat to add to an interior design in West Hill would be a cherry blossom sapling from the new Trails and Tales in a flower pot. Just to have like inside some fancy bedroom in the keep or the the mansion or something like that. I think that would be cool. I feel like this is a smaller bag set than 3 was. I don't think it's all going to fit. There's always one. Sure. Five minutes away from break. Do you want to break now and then come back into the rest of the bag? That sounds like a good idea. Thank you, Cosmic, for the reminder. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, folks, I do take a break once an hour. It gives me a chance to just stretch a little bit, get up from the table. You should too. And we will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Tell your friends. All right, bag 4. Let's go. Thank you, Cosmic. Those definitely some high contrast colors. I used to make these Lego spaceships that were just these blocks, just the 2x4 bricks, and I would arrange them in a certain way to create wings and a nose. And I think it's one of the things that I was so excited for and then got so disappointed by No Man's Sky. And why I'm so interested in Starfield is that Starfield is going to let you build your own ship. It's modular, but you can build your own starship, and I'm really looking forward to that. Because that's something I really wish we could do in No Man's Sky. I mean, the reason I don't play No Man's Sky is mostly because of the way that they try to tell the story or communicate new features to the players. I find it fails dramatically. You're just constantly going to Reddit or some other outside source. So, this might be, I guess, side panel, door, something like that. Stickers. Number 1. All these identical rust panel stickers that we have. These are more forgiving than the others, that's for sure. It's very easy to make them dirty. And this goes over here. Oh, I see. So it hides the mechanism for the car. That's cool. Yeah, the sticker's still really kind of, you can see the edges of them. This little piece goes here, and then all along the side. This is massive. Like, even the DeLorean, I think, was only this long. This has got like another... This is going to be huge. those go all along like that. Great big piece. I like that we're getting into some of the external parts of it now, so like the side panels and the doors and things like that. And we need 6 of these. And there's so many unique features on this that I imagine, because we'll have to do like, you know, the 4 doors and we'll have to do all that stuff, that it won't be as repetitive as in other builds, because you'll probably have a different way of building different features because it's asymmetrical inside. So more stickers. 4. One of these. There's a lot of these. But again, these are pretty forgiving. There we go. I absolutely can't talk when I do that. I don't know why. And then this goes over here. Something's not right. Weird, that actually sticks out a little bit. Wonder why that is. The build is sticker heavy, that's for sure. As a podcaster for many years, are there any podcasts out there at the moment you would love to be a guest on if you could? I don't listen to podcasts that are usually in the same kind of purview of what I do, so I can't think of any. And I can think of a few. Like I've been on a few podcasts with some friends that I admire, talking about like other stuff, but I don't really have it's very similar to like once you start drawing comics, I found I had very little time to read them. And I find that with podcasting, once I started podcasting, especially now that I've got 2 full time, I find it hard to find time to listen to podcasts. I mean, I still do, but they're usually like personal learning situations. So that's another gear going on the front steering column. That, and then another 2 of these. So this goes in like this. This goes on top like that. And then this goes on the bottom like that. And this might be the gas pedal. All right, so we take these, they go in here and there. Attaches here. This goes on the end like this. And then this attaches in here, I think. And then we take this piece and we attach it here. That looks right to me. And then this goes. They don't really show you clearly where it goes. This is one back. Sure. We'll find out later, I guess, if it's wrong. So this is part of the steering column? Or this is the gear shift, I guess. Wow, this is really complicated. So that goes there. And we attach this in the back. And then two of these little guys. That. And then this little angle bit, which is very cool. And that attaches to another column piece. That with a yellow collar on it. Very cool. Is there another? Yeah. Goes there. Followed by this piece. Wow. So this is going to attach down here. And then this attaches in the side here. That is ridiculously cool. So the drive shaft actually, or the steering column actually turns everything. That is crazy cool. And there's something here. It's turning this too. So I wonder what is going to happen there. I guess I should make sure that the steering wheel is neutral if these are straight. Seems to be. I tried to keep it as neutral as I could when I put it on. It's the kind of thing like you don't want to get wrong because you're deep in the build, and if you have to fix it later. It could be just a matter of rotating this piece. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, so I want this to be neutral. Best I can. Yeah, okay. That did it. Who's a perfectionist? I don't know what you're talking about. Shush. And one of these pieces. Okay, so then this gets rotated around. That locks that in place. This goes down to there. This little piece goes in the corner. We've got something missing here. That goes there. This goes in here. And then this goes here. Man, that was all over the map. I feel like pulling the pieces out one at a time in the little bunches helps. This inlay for the trunk is really cool. Oops. Oh, come on. It's not that hard. And where does this go? Here. that. There. Interesting. And then this goes along the outside. And then this goes here. So obviously something goes in between there. Neat. I think I did that right. I'm finding the build instructions are clear, but then the placement instructions, it's very hard to see where it goes from like sometimes. Cool. Gets us to there. It's so neat how they construct these in like panels and parts. That goes together like that. And then we've got one of these goes on top. There and there. Looks good to me. And now all kinds of tiny pieces. So we put the gray pieces together and they go here at an angle. The way that they do the lights, the tail lights and the other attachments in this is really, really cool. The way that they get things on very specific angles as per the car's design. So then there's a hinge piece here, and that connects. And that's how they get this at a very specific attachment angle. Like, it's very cool. And we get another piece like this. I like how they're giving us like certain panels that are finished, and we're starting to see like the outside finish on things. I much preferred to have that back and forth in stages. All right, so we're on to something else now. Two of these. So this is a seat. That, and then these. Of these, one of those, and two of these. Sure, I feel like I'm lost in Lego build. Supposed to be a Lego Let's Chat. It's more like a Lego Let's Mumble. Sometimes with these things, like, you don't want to screw up and miss a step. Because it feels like it would be a very difficult thing to go back and fix. A little bit more exposed there than I thought there would be. Oh, it goes on the side. Interesting. This gets attached here. How high is it? Oh, looks like it's flush with the top. I did not expect it to go there. And then that gets put on the same side. Does this move too? So it snaps in there. Oh no, it doesn't move. That's just... Wow. That is the only thing that connects that is a little hook piece in there. But it's obviously meant to be on rails, right? Like... That's wild. I wonder if it's going to be something that's meant to move later on. That might be what we're doing with this crank thing. Jay Price subscribing at Tier 1. 24 months. A full 2 years for Jay Price. Can we get some love and chat for Jay Price? Thanks very much, Jay. That's super, super cool. I really appreciate the folks that stick around for this length of time for my streams. It's such a cool feeling. So thank you ever so much. Alright, so this goes in this little space down here. And then this covers this up. Okay, we'll find out what that does, I guess. That, and then we had Again, more white panel pieces is always cool because you know you're going to be adding something that's going to be shown on the outside. Or at least part of it. I think this is all like the rear wheel well, you know? So 3 of these get stacked. And then 1 here. This is wild. Like, I don't think I've ever built anything this complicated. Steven is building the same kit. And on the Citadel Cafe this past week, he was saying, like, it is his favorite LEGO build to date. Bar none. Like, he just absolutely thinks it's amazing. I don't know if he's finished, but he's farther ahead than I am. That goes in there. Interesting. Okay. Wow. I can see why there's so many pieces and why this is going to take a while. Like, there's so much going on inside that I was not anticipating. But I think that's one of the cool things that LEGO does, is that it's not just a model. There's always some sort of function or hidden compartment or something. Like the fact that they put, you know, a banana peel and a pop can in the DeLorean Mr. Fusion. You know, like that kind of stuff is always just really cool. Some cool details going on there. And now we get into little pieces. That's when Steven's doing that with his kids. He's not streaming that one. His setup isn't large enough. He can't fit the ECTO-1. He's only got something like a 17-inch sort of platform to work on in front of his computer in order to stream it, so it doesn't fit. All right, that's that. Now we did some cool stuff. Bunch of different beacons and buttons and lights. Well, these slide back and forth. We can center these exactly how we want them to. That's not center. To those, and right, and then this goes inside here, covers up whatever this mechanism is that we just made. I don't exactly know. This moves. We're supposed to move. I don't know what that's attached to. Huh. Yeah, no clue. This just goes in sideways like this. Yeah, it hides this yellow kind of piston thing, but I don't know what that does. Oh, there we go. So that pulls that back. Huh. Figured it had to be something like that. Neat. That is the end of bag 4. Quite a few leftover pieces, actually. I don't think I missed anything. Cosmic, can we throw some potential raid options in the chat, please and thank you? Cool. Yeah, I think we're okay. Again, feels like we have a lot of these little pieces left over, but I'll double check that maybe later. So folks, this is where I need to wrap it up for the day. I need to go hit the gym. Really appreciate everybody being here. Thanks so much for hanging out. This is a very, very cool build. We now have a steering column, functional, that turns what will, I'm assuming, be the front wheels, of course. We've got this mechanism that slides the chair along a rail. We've added a bunch of side detail. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is yet to be covered up, but we do have some exposed side panel of ECTO-1. And of course, very cool, the bumper. So Cosmic, once again, thank you very much for sending this set. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's very, very cool. I think what we'll do is pass y'all on to Exuma Void. We haven't rated Exuma in quite a while. So if you are into LEGO, you will hopefully be also into Minecraft and enjoy the rest of your afternoon with Exuma Void. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. I really appreciate the subs. Jay Price, again, thank you. 2 years is just amazing. And any bits or donations and things this week have been absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate it. You can check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. It is the best way to support the stream. It is the most affordable way to support the stream, and it renews automatically, so you don't have to mess around with anything. And you get access to the Discord. So pop into the Joel Duggan Discord and make sure you connect your Patreon and Discord accounts, or your Twitch and Discord accounts, depending on where you are. And hang out with us in the Patreon, in the Joel Duggan Discord. That's also true of anybody that supports the Citadel Cafe. We grew by 3 patrons in the last month, and so if you like the Citadel Cafe podcast and that is how you'd like to support, you get access to the exact same Joel Duggan Discord through supporting that podcast, and that's at thecitadelcafe.com or patreon.com/thecitadelcafe. Thanks so much, folks. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 3 hours for Minecraft. Back in West Hill as we prepare to update the server to 1.20. I will see y'all then. Bye for now.